everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Johnna and today I'm going to talk to you about my journey on a GLP-1. I am taking Mounjaro. I started on August 1st and it is now like the second week in October. This is going to be an update on week 10 of my weight loss journey. How much I've lost. I let you know my struggles and my successes throughout the week. And I hope you enjoy the content, and I hope if you're thinking about going on one of these medications, it helps you show you the effects and maybe help make your mind up. Between you and your doctor, of course. I have to preface, I am not a doctor. I don't know anything about medicine or what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just going to give you my experience taking this medication in hopes that it helps you in some way. Then you can talk to your doctor and find out what's the best course for you. Now, I did a lot of research before I went on this, and I actually brought it to my doctor's attention. He asked me if I wanted to go on Ozempic, and I said, well, actually, I want to go on Mounjaro. And Mounjaro is the same basic medication as Ozempic, but it has an added ingredient of a GIP. So a GLP-1 they both have, and it is a hormone or a peptide that releases a hormone in your body that sends a message to your brain that says, you're not hungry. Quit thinking about food. You don't need to think about food anymore. And it relaxes those thoughts in your brain. If you have them, if you have those thoughts that tell you, let's get something to eat, and wow, wouldn't a cookie sound good? Or what about the chips in the cupboard? I think there's still some ice cream left. Or maybe a second plate of food would be better because it's healthier. Yeah, you can go ahead and put a little gravy on it. Just that constant nag of food is gone for me. It's gone. It was gone 4 hours after my first injection. It was so weird. I was sitting there and silence just came over me. So I am an advocate in support of GLP-1. It's done wonders for me. It's not a magic bullet. You're not going to lose weight like 10 pounds a week or 7 pounds a week. If you have a lot of weight to lose, you may lose a lot in the beginning. But I've lost about 2 pounds a week since I started. And some weeks I lose 1 pound. This week has been pretty hard, and I'll go over that with you. But I first want to ask you that if you do enjoy the content, share this video with somebody and give it a thumbs up. That does help other people see the video, and hopefully it may help them in deciding if this is the right journey for them. There's a lot of components to this, so if you enjoy it and want to subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate that also, but my main goal is to like it so other people can see it. I have a lot of subscribers, and I want to thank you for showing up and supporting me in this journey. And then I want to welcome any new people because your support is very much appreciated too. And if you want to tell me down in the comments you're new, feel free to do that. If you have any questions, I will answer them to the best of my ability with my experience. So I started on August 1st, and I've had great success. I wrote down each week. I didn't write a lot down because I tracked for years my diets and my food, my points, how much food weighed, what my portion was, and I hated it. I always hated it. But I'm going to tell you, I started on August 1st, and I was 231.8 pounds. Now, I was 238.8 pounds a couple months before that when I was denied by my insurance for the medication. And then I continued to fight and try to find out why I couldn't get it. I finally was approved for 4 months. That's not long enough. If you know anything about this, 4 months is just getting started. You figure if you're losing 2 pounds a week, even 4 months is going to be like 30 pounds, 32 pounds. And I have a lot to lose. So I started at 231. And like I said, I was at 238.8. And I started riding my bike a lot. And that helped me lose some weight. And I started watching what I ate, kind of. I mean, I say watching what I ate like any diet you've ever been on, how you try to cut out certain foods and stuff. But I love bread, I love toast, I love butter. I didn't cut out any of that. I cut down probably on my sweets, maybe on my chips. But the difference between dieting and taking this medication is this medication works with your mental, I don't know how to really describe it. It helps with your thought process behind the food more than the diet behind the food. So since I've started this, I've only really felt like having healthy food. Oh yeah, I had a hot dog one day. That's about as daring as I got. Was I had the bread with the hot dog because I hadn't had any bread for like almost 2 months, and I had a hot dog. I didn't feel like I was cheating, but it was something I hadn't had in a long time, and I just kind of felt like a hot dog. And it was, an all beef Hebrew National hot dog. It was, a good hot dog, but yeah, it wasn't probably the most healthy choice I could have made. But typically, I want a healthy choice. If you put a hamburger patty, chicken breast, a bowl of nachos, and a piece of cake in front of me, I'll go for either the chicken breast or the hamburger patty because my body is telling me this is what you need to survive. Our body has a really weird mechanism when we let our brain do the work that tells us what we need to survive and be healthy. It also knows that we are not in a dire situation of starvation right now. We are not unable to get food to stay healthy. So we don't need to load up like chipmunks, like little chipmunks getting ready for winter. We can eat a normal amount of food and suffice the body's needs for protein and nutrients. So I know it sounds weird because I've always known the right things to eat, but I haven't my brain hasn't wanted the right things to eat. So this does something for me that does that. Now, will I ever have junk food again? Probably so. Will I ever eat chips? Or I'm trying to think of something that I've had. Well, I had that hot dog. And honestly, it's not like I want another one. I didn't eat French fries with it. I didn't eat chips with it. I just had the hot dog. And most times now when I make a plate of food, I'll usually make some, like say in the morning, I make eggs or an omelet. I put my food on the plate and I eat until I'm full. And I try to give myself smaller portions, but at the same time, I most times don't finish what I put on my plate. When I'm done, and I just put my plate over. And I don't worry. I don't have that feeling that I have to finish it. I don't have that feeling that I have to just eat everything. Even if I overportion, when I'm full and I'm done. Now, there are times I may save it for another meal if it's something, that I can wrap up or put in a container and save. But it's weird to me, and I know it might sound silly to you, but for me, that's weird. That's weird not to feel like I have to finish. So, anyway, that started on August 1st, and I've consistently lost 1 to 2 pounds every week up until now. And I've had tiredness. When I was on the 2.5 in the beginning, I really didn't have any real symptoms, maybe a little tiredness. When I went on 5, I got nausea pretty bad the first week. Second week, a little bit. And then now I don't really get it unless I'm really hungry and I need to eat. Then I might start to feel nauseous, kind of queasy, how you would feel if you were hungry and you hadn't eaten. The trigger that it's supposed to make you feel. But for me, I never had that real feeling because other than being a child and my mother telling me I couldn't have a snack because it would ruin my dinner, I, as an adult, was never hungry. I ate, and I kind of was a grazer. I ate a little bit, and then once I had room, I ate a little bit more. And somebody said one time, God, I'm so hungry. And I said, I don't ever get hungry. I just, I don't let myself get to that point. And that says a lot. Yeah, I wouldn't get hungry. So anyway, as far as my weight, I have, like I said, I've lost 1 to 2 pounds every week. I rotate my shot between my thigh, my right and my left thigh, my right and my left stomach, and my right and my left behind my arm. I've only done my arm once, and I have done my stomach and my thigh. I think I prefer my thigh, and I didn't really think there were any differences, but last week, week 10, the first 2 or 3 days, I did great. I was down, I think, 2 or 3 pounds on the second or third day. I was doing great. And then I started going up, and it wasn't anything I ate. I almost thought maybe I wasn't eating enough food, and my body was starting to go into a starvation. So then I noticed my head noise was coming back. My appetite suppression wasn't there. Now, I've been on 5 milligrams weeks 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6 weeks. And I'm trying to stay on that as long as I can. But I thought, you know what? Maybe it just stopped and I have to move up. So I was a little concerned. It was almost frightening to me because some of that head noise started to come back in. It was scary. I really recognized it when it went away, and it just went away in just all of a sudden it was gone. So when it started to creep back in, it really was scaring me because I don't want to gain the weight back. So I had gone to a new medical clinic. I'm in a transition right now with the end of the year and everything. And my doctor, if you look back in my videos, I had a doctor after 5 years that went to another company. Then I had another doctor that came in that was head of emergency. He's the one that actually helped me get on the medication and gave me the prescription for 11 months, 12 months. However, it's my insurance that I'm dealing with, not him. But I'm not with him anymore because I went to another clinic when he left, and I am just getting started. I went this week for my blood work, and next week I go to the doctor. So I called and I said, I know this is probably hard to do, but I really need to increase my medication. And of course, they don't want to do it till they see me after my tests. And I get that. But for me, the scary thing is, I don't want the head noise coming back. Then, and I even told my doctor, you know, if I can't get it approved by insurance and I can't get what I need, I'm going to go to a compounding. And I'll pay a little more and I'll get it through a compounded facility, a telehealth. And so, that being said, took us to what's going on with the compounded. And I made a few notes here because I'm not going to go over everything in great detail with you because there's a bazillion videos out there that can do that. But I'm going to give you the quick breakdown on what's going on. Okay, so here is the short story on how we ended up with compounding and the mess we're in right now. And this has stressed me out all week because on top of me starting to get head noise thinking I might have to go to a compounded, I'm thinking, uh-oh. So anyway, in 2022, I think it was, Eli Lilly couldn't keep up with production on their Mounjaro. And they had to rely on the FDA allowing 503A and 503Bs to produce the medication TIRZEPATIDE, which is the main ingredient in the name brand Mounjaro. So it's like, you know, if you're having oats or you're having Quaker oatmeal, okay, the one's a brand name and one is just what you're eating. So the TIRZEPATIDE is the main ingredient in Mounjaro, and 503A and 503Bs were allowed to start making it, allowing people to be able to get their medication. If it came up short at their pharmacy and they couldn't get it, then they could go to a compounding and get it. Well, enter telehealth. And all of a sudden, people whose insurance wouldn't cover it, or they couldn't afford the cost of it out of pocket, even with the Lilly discount card of $550 a month, they realized it was cheaper to go to a telehealth, even though it wasn't the name brand. It was a cola, not a Coca-Cola, and they decided that they would go and get the TIRZEPATIDE in the vials and draw it out and inject themselves. Now, these are pens. They're automatic. You just put it in a site that you're supposed to, and it's not your arm. It's your stomach or your thighs or the back of your arm. But you put it on the site and you unlock it. You press the button. It injects. You wait for it to stop, and then it's done. Very simple. But telehealth started making it in vials, and they would send you the vial, they would send you the needle, they'd send you the instructions on how to take it out of the vial, inject it, same basic thing. So if you think about it, Eli Lilly is charging me $1,238 a month for this medicine. Now I'm getting it through my insurance and I'm paying $47 a month, but I was only allowed to get it for 4 months. Will they give it to me after that? I don't know. Am I panicked? A little bit. A little bit. But I know I may have other avenues, so I'm not going to stress out. So telehealth started making it for, well, it used to be more. Now they've come down quite a bit. So you pay a fee to the telehealth company, and then you pay so much for the medication. It still is considerably less than the name brand, as any basic generic is, right? But Eli Lilly is watching their medicine be filled by someone else, and the expansiveness about so many people taking it. Eli Lilly, when they see these telehealth companies, these 503A and 503B, making money off their product, they don't like it. I don't blame them. But I don't blame the people that are going to the compounded and the telehealth to get their medicine, because they may not have ever gotten it from Eli Lilly if they couldn't afford it. And they're taking back their health. They're taking back their health. But so Eli Lilly, to make this story short, Eli Lilly didn't like that. And they started to find ways to get their product back under their umbrella. And they started building plants. And they started trying to push and get the production of the medication up. They also developed something called Eli Lilly Direct, which is kind of their own little telehealth company that will give it to you at a cheaper cost for the first 2 doses, the first 2 levels of doses, which is the 5 that I'm taking and a 2.5, which I took before this. And they are making them in vials, and they are selling them at a discounted price, which still comes out to, and you have to pay them a fee like you do the telehealth companies, and it's coming out to be around $5.50 a month, I think, something like that. And that's for people whose insurance won't cover it and they're paying out of pocket. They also sent stop and cease orders to the telehealth companies, the 501(c)(3)s, all these people. They want them to stop. They're saying, stop making our product. Now, they have FDA approval. And then they have a lot of people talking about the gray market, which aren't really reputable companies. And there are some out there that are capitalizing. Like in anything, there's always going to be people out there trying to capitalize on money to be had. And there are some companies that aren't very reputable that are also making the medication. So they put that scare out to people. Now, a lot of the telehealth and the 503A and the 503B companies are very legit. They are going through the guidelines of the FDA, and they are essentially making the same product. They essentially were helping Eli Lilly out when they had a shortage and helping the public out when they had a shortage so people could get their medication. And then the FDA and Eli Lilly was saying, hey, we've got enough product now. We have enough product now, because they wanted the FDA to take it off the shortage list. So whatever happened between Eli Lilly and the FDA, the beginning of October, the FDA removed Eli Lilly, Mounjaro, and ZEPBOUND from the shortage list, meaning 503A and 503Bs could no longer make TIRZEPATIDE. And some of them stopped immediately. Some of them kept making it. And then, and people were saying, how can the FDA say there's not a shortage when there's tens of thousands of people ordering this from telehealth? Maybe 1 million, I don't know. There's a lot of people ordering this from different telehealth companies. And Eli Lilly can't keep up now. And if all these people were to flip over to Eli Lilly's product, the shortage will be again tomorrow. So OFA, which is an organization that represents, I believe, the 503A and the 503B pharmacies, are saying, wait a minute, we're filing a lawsuit, and this is in Texas, against the FDA for saying the shortage is over when it's not. And The judge gave it, I don't know, it was a few days. The judge gave it, and the FDA had to come back. And then the OFA was going to come back on Monday, I think. Well, late Friday, the FDA put out a statement that they were suspending, I don't know how long, but they are suspending their stop the shortage, and they're rethinking, and compounding's okay for now. So trust me, when that came late on a Friday, Eli Lilly is working overtime this weekend to figure out what their next step is. Did Eli Lilly have a financial stronghold on the FDA? I don't know. Did the FDA just take Eli Lilly's word for it? I don't know. All I know is I started getting head noise last week, and I was in a panic that I need to be able to get compounding if I can't get this medicine. And I go next week to my doctor, and she's pretty well supported me in my initial visit with her, that she would continue to do anything she could to make sure I could get my medicine. But unfortunately, it's not her decision, it's the insurance company. And the insurance company doesn't want to let me have it and pay that much money for it. Now, I do have a higher cost because I am now in what they call the donut hole. And this is the last year for the donut hole if you're on Medicare. So I may have to pay a little bit more for it, but I don't think it'll be as much as compounding. But if I have to go to compounding, I will, because this head noise coming back was so scary for me. Now, I got to tell you, okay, that's the whole compounding Eli Lilly. And like I said, there are a lot of people, the Downsized, who I watch and I love. Christopher Durham has gone through each one of these areas extensively and explained it. You can look at On the Pen. There are several YouTube channels that have covered this. So I'm not going to go through it all and cover it again. That's not kind of what I do. I'm kind of just showing you my journey. So like I said, the head noise was coming back, and it was so weird. So I was gaining my weight back, and nothing was different. I wasn't like eating different. If anything, I was eating less because I was so worried about eating the wrong thing. And then, pardon me, when I weighed myself, I was down 1.2 pounds, barely. When I was going up, did I have water weight? I don't know. I don't know. I just know I am going down. And even if I go up, I don't normally worry about it. But like I said, the head noise was coming back, and it was worrying me. So then this was Thursday, and today's Saturday night. You'll probably see this Sunday. Then I took my next dose. Now I picked up a whole box. So I have, besides this one that I took, I have 5 more weeks of 5.0. And they're good for a long time, but still, I almost thought of taking 2. I know. That's how scared I was about the head noise. I didn't. I didn't. I thought, no, be patient and you'll be okay. So anyway, and that's the pen. So I took my dose in my left thigh. Now, I had taken it, I think, in my stomach the last 2 times. I took it in my right stomach, week 10, and I took it in my left stomach, week 9. And then I thought, I'm going to do it in my thigh because I seem to do really well. That's the first place I did it, and that head noise was gone in 4 hours. So I did it in my left thigh. And I got to tell you, I don't know. I feel like the head noise is gone again. And the appetite suppression's there. I don't feel bad. I don't feel that tired or nauseous or anything this week. Now I'm only on day 2, day 3 of taking the medication. And I know that towards the end of the week is kind of when things start to wane a little bit. So we'll see how it goes for the remainder of the week. I am on week 11. This is week 11. The recap is week 10. So in week 10, I lost 1.2. I started at 209.4 and I weighed in at 208.2. That's 1.2 pounds. I am down to 208.2, which is a total of 30.6 pounds, 7 of which was from prior to taking the Mounjaro. Okay, but that's still my weight loss. So that's why I always talk about it. So I am down 30.6 pounds, and that is, I don't know, 23.6 pounds or something on Mounjaro. So 23 in 10 weeks is over 2 pounds a week. So I am more than happy with that, even though this week was 1.2, and I think last week was 1.2. The week before was 2. The week before that was 1.6. So, you know, I had one week I was down 3.6 pounds. That was my biggest weight loss. 1.2, I've had that twice now. But 1 pound, you know, the thing about it isn't 1 pound. Because normally if I was on a diet and it was 1 pound, I'd be upset because I would have worked so hard and I would have fought back urges to eat things and white knuckled it basically. And this, I don't feel that. I mean, I feel like I can have whatever I want. I just don't feel like whatever I want. You know, I don't feel like that much. So that is this week. Now, next week is week 11. I should have an update from my doctor. Will I get the approval from my insurance? I don't know. But this is my game plan. I talked to the nurse because I told her, I go, you know, I'm not trying to push. It's not like it's a narcotic that makes me high or, you know, an opioid or anything like that. I said, I am taking, you know, this is causing the head noise and I want to eat and I don't want to eat. I'm taking this medicine because I need to lose weight. And she said, yeah, I know, you know, and I get the doctor wants to see me. I get all that. She said, we push through your prior authorizations right away, and we usually know within 24 hours. She goes, so we'll work on it really fast. Once you see the doctor and she approves it, then we'll work on it really fast. So this is my game plan, that when I see the doctor and go through this, I'm sure they're going to put it through. If I don't hear something positive relatively soon from my insurance that it's approved, I'm going to go to telehealth. And then if my insurance ends up approving it, I'll get it from my insurance. But I don't want to be without it. I don't want to, and I don't want to stay on the 5 if I start to get that head noise missing again. You know, if the head noise comes back, I don't want to have to feel tied to, I do have pens, 5.5 milligram pens, but I don't want to feel like I have to stay on 5 if I need to move up. So that's my game plan. So I am thrilled that the FDA is rethinking things, and maybe, just maybe, people that are with telehealth or need to go to telehealth will be able to do that. You guys, thank you so much for coming by and listening to my rant. I try to keep it positive, but honestly, this has been a tough week. And it'll be okay though. It'll be okay. I feel good. I'm losing weight. Oh, I do want to talk about one thing real quick is that when you lose weight, one of the things I've noticed is sometimes I feel kind of out of my joints or and I think it's just my body resettling, you know. Um, I don't know. Anyway, you guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some value out of it. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if you got value out of it. And I'll see you in the next one. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day.